The governor of Oklahoma is now seeking the resignation of 4 different county officials after some truly appalling audio recordings have been released of explicitly racist comments being made on the one hand, and then vague allusions to the possibility of murdering journalists as well. It's weird stuff, scary stuff. We're gonna jump into this first clip. Here's the pretty explicit racism for you.
It was back in the day. Would they, like when Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass and throw them in the cell? I'd run for sheriff.
Yeah, well, it's not like that no more.
I know. We're taking them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
And the
that.
thing about it is,
They got more rights than we got.
Okay, that was between the sheriff, his investigator Alicia Manning, Commissioners Mark Jennings, Robert Beck, Commissioner Secretary Heather Carter, and Jail Administrator Larry Hendrix. And although a little bit of that is hard to follow, a little bit garbled, they have more rights than we do is always a fun thing for someone like this to throw out there. And then of course there are references to lynching people. So yeah, I think some resignations probably should be the ground floor for the consequences we should see from this. Mondale, what do you think?
Every case tried under this administration should be brought back up. The DA or the sheriff, anybody implicit or that's been locked up because of this. If you're black, you just got your little reason to call a lawyer and say, look, racism had a role in what happened to me. This person believes that because you can no longer string me up like mud or over a mud lake or throw me in a cell and beat me, then I have more rights than them. It also is a time that he misses. So why is this person having the right to oversee anyone? This is the problem. This idea is the problem with our policing system in this country. It is people harboring these thoughts that black people having the right to challenge systems is more rights than them. What they're really saying is they have more rights than they should as black people. You shouldn't have the right to question, because America for a long time believed that black people had no rights that a white man was obligated to listen to or respect. And this gentleman just said the same thing on tape.
Yeah, they have more rights than us just means they have rights. And I hate that. That's unacceptable. Something needs to be done about it. But that wasn't the end of it. There was also a discussion about their plans to potentially murder 2 Gazette reporters, Chris and Bruce Willingham. Take a look at this.
They're insignificant in my life.
yes.
Really, they bring that
Those
to my
saying is,
table.
you
What comes around goes around.
It will. I told you it will.
Yeah.
I know where 2 big deep holes are if you ever need them.
I got an excavator.
Well, these are like pre-dug. Yeah, but the thing of it is,
We actually told the truth.
I've known 2 or 3 hitmen that were very quiet guys
Yeah,
and would cut no mercy.
yeah.
Okay, that's county officials talking about digging deep holes and talking about the hitmen that they know. So it's not just devastating, obviously, the fact that you would joke about or talk about killing journalists or whatever, but like, so if you know these hitmen, why are they just out there existing? Feel like they should maybe be locked up. Why do I need to tell these officials what their job is supposed to be? Now, the governor Kevin Stitt, who I can see people in the chat are like, Stitt definitely agrees with all this. I'm not familiar with Kevin Stitt very much, but he says, I am both appalled and disheartened to hear of the horrid comments made by officials in McCurtain County. There's simply no place for such hateful rhetoric in the state of Oklahoma, especially by those that serve to represent the community through their respective office. And there's also a long statement from the sheriff's office. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get to, but there was a big protest trying to put pressure on them to do something. So we'll see what happens, Mondale. Any final thoughts about what you've heard?
I mean, listen, we have a governor, right? That like the comment said, absolutely, shows and exemplifies behaviors that it lines up with this. The idea, though, we have county and law enforcement who's supposed to be out here against these thugs, bragging about knowing 2 or 3 hitmen that won't cut these journalists any slack. Is absolutely disgusting, and someone needs to investigate who these hitmen and who have they hit.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know for sure. This is a bit of speculation on my part, but my guess would be that every one of those people that you just heard who are talking about lynching black people and murdering journalists support the elimination of abortion rights because of their deeply held Christian religious beliefs. After all, they're pro-life and thou shalt not kill. Except if it's someone of a different race or a journalist who's investigating you, then there's a couple of exceptions. I think that's in the subtext of the 10 Commandments. It was worn away by wind and time, but it was probably there.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.